Okay, guys, we're out here today in Ludlow, Mass, with Chip Harrington. This is who we have going for state representative.
Yep.
And I stopped actually to ask him a quick question about Sunday hunting. We went over it a little bit, and I'm going to let him kind of tell you his thoughts on Sunday hunting for Massachusetts.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for stopping by and offering the question up. I'm a police officer in Ludlow, and I know just talking to you kind of educated me quite a bit because I wasn't too familiar with the Sunday hunting laws. But if that comes before the legislature, I do think that some of these old Puritan laws that we have in place that have just been kicking around for 200 or 300 years need to be revisited. So Sunday hunting to me should be opened up. As we were talking earlier off camera, that's an opportunity for people to get out, fathers with their sons and their daughters, educate them about proper safety and gun control, but also just kind of some bonding time. And Sundays sometimes is often the only time that people can do that, with families. So I would be very much in favor of opening up for Sundays. And once this election's over and I'm successful, I'm happy to sit down with you and talk to you more about that and see if we can get something like this pushed through the legislature.
Awesome. And could I ask one more question in regards to the hunting?
Yeah.
We do have a current, I guess it's a law that states we cannot currently purchase shotgun primers, but we can legally possess them. Could you maybe educate us on how that makes sense for the state and why that's a law, and if that would be something that you would want to keep in place, or maybe you would possibly revisit that as well, saying how we can utilize them legally currently?
Yeah, that sounds like it's one of those loopholes that might have been put in place discreetly by this legislature. Now remember, you're in Massachusetts, so this legislature is very, very Democratic and left-leaning. I'm a registered Republican. So it sounds like that the primer law that they have in place here was possibly something they put in there to make it more restrictive without actually doing it overtly, right in front of us. So, we were talking earlier about muzzle loaders, and you could possess a muzzle loader if you don't have an LTC, but you can't possess the primer. So that one doesn't work without the other, obviously. So it sounds like that was one of those laws that might be the legislature pushed down there in the state that again is very left leaning in an attempt to further restrict hunters and the gun laws. It's no secret that Massachusetts is not the most gun friendly state, but at the same time I think we have some decent laws on the books. When I got my LTC, I went through a firearm safety course, had to get interviewed by my police chief, FBI background checks, the whole thing. I had no problem doing that. But this legislature is taking it even further. In fact, so far that Smith & Wesson is now leaving Massachusetts to go to Tennessee. So all those jobs are leaving. And again, we can have firearm safety and we can have laws on the books, but not so restrictive that law-abiding people are the ones affected by it, because the illegal guns that are on the street are going to be there, unfortunately, regardless of how many laws they put in the book. So I'm not in favor of making it more difficult for the law-abiding citizen to possess and protect their family, or just go hunting for recreation and target shooting. So I'm in favor of letting people live their lives as the Constitution allows.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And like I said, guys, I had literally driven by. I stopped to talk to him briefly, and he gave me all the time in the world. And if you guys are able to go out and support your vote, make your voice heard. And thank you for everybody for watching, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.